Good afternoon. Hello, it's Dave. Don't need to say my surname, I don't think. I think you all know who I am now. This is the first video. God, what the hell's that? Sorry, I've been doing some housework and I banged my head a little bit. So yeah, this is the first video of how mental health actually affects me. I did the two previous videos. So it's sort of more of an introduction. So we're here in 2019. I will be flipping back because what I'm doing is, even though these videos are raw, unedited, or anything like this, I have written stuff down basically for memory purposes, because it's one of those sod's law that you think, oh, I'll remember it when I do it, and then all of a sudden halfway through the video you go, so yeah. So I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to start actually with present day, not just today, but I literally mean for the last few weeks. Quite a few people know that for the past few weeks I've had a lot going on. So I started a new job on the 1st of April. Yes, I did think it was a fall, but no, I actually started a job on April Fool's Day. On May the 1st, I was then signed off. Obviously self-certificated first of all, and then signed off. And I've been signed off ever since because I've had an infection in my intestines, which was originally thought to be Campylobacter, which is obviously a form of food poisoning. But my doctor said it isn't food poisoning because it's lasted more than 13 days, but you did have more Campylobacter than you should have. And now I'm just waiting for referral for a possible colonoscopy. Colonoscopy, because there's a thought that it could actually be. Now I get this wrong. Apologise. I always get this wrong. I think it's diverticulitis. Oh, I can't. Basically, there's a build-up of feces in your intestine, and it doesn't come shooting out. And what it does, it basically infects that area and other things. So that's going to be interesting. Now, when I first started this job, I absolutely loved it. I went on an assessment sort of around about March, sort of beginning of March, and met wonderful people. Even spoke to one of them, exchanged numbers with him because he did comedy like me. And when I found out that I got the job, I was ecstatic. And I even messaged that person. I said, look, have you got the job? Have you got the job? No, not heard yet. Now, bear in mind, this assessment was done on a Friday. And we were all told that we were going to be told after the weekend. So sort of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Not to showboat or anything like this, but I actually got told as soon as I got home, which is about 2 hours. In fact, I wasn't even home. I was actually at a train station waiting for the train to get to me home, where I got a phone call to say, look, we're going to offer you the job. So from the time that I left that place after my assessment stroke interview, I was actually offered the job sort of 2 hours later, and not 3 or 4 days. Which my mate he did. He waited. I think it was the Monday evening. He said he got a message to tell him that a phone call to tell him that he'd got the job. So my ego expanded a bit. But on the 1st of May, as I say, I came down with sort of this infection. Obviously, didn't think it was an infection first of all. I just thought it was just plain diarrhea and things like this. Not to go too graphic. And it got me down. Because, I mean, I was at home alone. I wasn't at work, talking to doing my job, talking to my colleagues, having a laugh with my colleagues, having lunch. So I was unable to speak to anyone, and it was hard. Speaking to someone face to face is so much better for me. I love speaking to people face to face. Friends and people like that, than over the phone or via a messaging system. It's good. It's good that we can keep contact, because it could be, look, I'm not in, I'm on holiday for a couple of weeks. Can you do this for me? Blah 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 blah. That's a good side of it. But the face to face, it's more, one, it's more social. Two, it's it's more personal, and three, it's sort of, I consider it like a sign of respect that you're going to talk to someone face to face. And sorry, I'm still concentrating on that 'cause it actually hurts. So I sort of spiraled, and I went down and down and down, and to the point where I don't think I spoke to anyone outside of my family for about 2.5 weeks. Didn't message anyone. Just didn't ignore their messages. I just didn't didn't you know just didn't respond, or um, and it got pretty hard, actually. It got really hard, considering, because I'm still signed off now, and it's sort of, to me, it's where I get where my memory then serves me correctly, because it's deja vu for me. It's deja vu. I've been here so many times, and it really, really grinds my goat. Like, thinking back to earlier on this year, I had an assessment, because I was on DWP. I was on, sorry, not DWP. I was on PIP, which I'm still on, and I was on ESA, or whatever they called it. Because I couldn't walk properly on my leg, I couldn't do stairs, I couldn't do anything like that, and I went to Cambridge to have an assessment, and basically he, face to face, just lied to me all the way through. He lied to me. He when he did the actual assessment, when he wrote it and sent it to me, and to be told that my mobility was 0 points. Now, that basically means, the 0 points for mobility means that I can run, I can walk up stairs, and I can walk more than 25 yards. I think it is 25 yards or 25 meters. I can't quite remember. On the assessment, he contradicted himself, by stating that he witnessed me running to the assessment centre, and then about two paragraphs later, I witness I witnessed the patient coming out of a taxi outside of the assessment centre. Well, he witnessed me apparently going up a flight of stairs to get to the assessment centre, even though I used the ramp because it was easier, and even then it was only one or two steps, and it was on the ground floor. He witnessed me moving 50 meters to his office. Well, where I was sat and to where his office was situated, it was no more than 10 meters. And halfway through, I had to actually sit down and catch my breath. But no, apparently I was the liar, and he has proof that I walked all the way. Now, the stupid thing I did, I didn't contest it. Didn't contest it. And even though I contacted my MP, asked for help, I didn't contest it in the end. I was just like, do you know what? I was so down. I was sort of ignoring people. Didn't want to talk to people. People give their opinion or their advice to me, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. Just didn't give a crap. And I really did spiral. And this job actually helped me get sort of some, independence back in a way. Not saying that people that don't work aren't independent. It was just my own personal belief. And so I started work, and as soon as I started work, I was loving it. I was loving it. Now I've got this. My leg still does play up, but I'm on medication. I'm on a lot of medication. I rattle in the morning, and I rattle in the evening. Rattle throughout the day as well. But yeah, so at this precise moment, I'm not really in a good place. And there may be photographs where you can see, anyone that follows me on social media. There's probably photographs or there's videos where I'm mucking about, and I'm doing that to try and keep myself sane in a way. Just trying to sort of let everything sort of go. Um, Sorry, I just had a bit of decaf coffee there. What makes it even harder though is that there's always people against me. There's always people that don't believe. Like, I actually spoke to someone today, and I mentioned about having a heart condition, and they basically said, "BS, you cannot have a heart condition and work." I've had that so many times, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so yeah, it was good, and sorry, it wasn't good. It was bad. What has also happened over the last couple of days as well is, obviously, I'm going to mention it. I won't usually mention it, but I will on this one occasion. The last season of Orange is the New Black became available on Saturday morning. Sorry, Friday morning. I do apologise. Not Saturday, Friday morning, and probably the only time that I was grateful that I wasn't at work, because I managed to watch Friday morning and Friday afternoon. I watched 10 episodes, and then yesterday I finished the last 3 episodes. And I sent a photograph to a couple of people of me absolutely bawling my eyes out, because that show has a lot to do with how I'm feeling now. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. The fact that I can still be down and consider it a positive compared to other people. And and it's going to be one of those there. I know tomorrow I'm going to have to. Well, I've got to go back to the doctors anyway, because of my condition. I've got obviously a sick note to hand in and things like this. But I think I'm going to have to ask for help again. Now, I'm going to end the video just there, simply because I think it's the right time. But I just wanted to clarify, these are not self-help videos. They are not for you to do exactly the same as I did. These are not for you to follow my lead. I don't want that responsibility. So if you are having the symptoms that I'm having, where you're feeling down, you don't give a crap about things, then you need to think about it yourself, because I'm not qualified to say that you need to do this. I'm not qualified to say that I need help or you need help or anything like this. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you of my experiences only. And I know that I haven't done my hair yet. I've got some new clippers as well, so I'm going to be using them later. So as I say, I don't want you to turn around and go, well, you did this, I did it, and it didn't work for me. I don't want that. That's the whole reason of mental health. Mental health seems to be a singular thing. It's a massive, massive thing where we're all one big community, but it's also a singular thing. So my depression and my anxiety are my personal depression and anxiety. The same with yourself. If you only suffer from depression, or if you only have anxiety issues, that's for something that you need yourself to think about. And I know it's easier to say than done, but you need to probably say to yourself, do I need to see a doctor? Do I need to see a medical professional? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Just like me, as I say, the twice that I have been diagnosed with depression, I rejected medication each time. That's my own personal, want. In a way, I didn't want medication, so I decided to not go with medication. It may be the case that medication is the right course for you, but once again, that's not down for me to say. That's down for a medical professional to say. But then it's also down to you, because you need to work out if a medical professional needs to help you. If you can catch what my drift is. So I got blasted for saying it last, or I got laughed at for saying it last time. So I'm going to say it again, and I think I probably will end it all the time. I'll end these videos all the time on it. So thank you very much for watching, and toodle pip.